and welcome to the last game of the Group D, where we have Spain versus Serbia.
Yeah, hello everyone and welcome to the HoloNet Serbia YouTube channel. We are here with the final game, as my co-host just said, of the second round of the XTC 2023 between Serbia and Spain. We have Aleksandar Stojadinov playing the resistance list for Serbia, and we have Juanjo Garcia Roche. Probably I pronounced that badly, but I think he will be able to forgive me. Uh, Playing for Galactic Republic. I'm Filip Đorđević, team captain of Team Serbia in the XTC, and I'm pretty happy to be joined by one of our newest players and one of our, um, shall we say, substitute players as well. So I have Bojan Garašević with me. Bojan, hello, how are you this
Good
evening?
evening, good evening. I'm doing well. I am excited for tonight's game.
Yeah, we have two pretty interesting lists. Right now, players are setting up the board. We are playing the scenario called the Salvage Mission, in which the players will have to get into range one of the specific scenario feature, or in this case, a scenario marker, and then claim the crate, as we call it, and then tow that crate with their ship. And each turn, for every crate that it's towed, they will get a point. Uh, with new X-Wing rules, we play until a player reaches 20 points. And yeah, killing enemy's ships will grant the player who destroyed them the amount of points that the ship is worth. But also, in this scenario, there is no half points for half a ship that's been brought down to half. So you will also have a possibility to follow that on our overlay, and where we will see and where now you can see the lists, and also can check out the points and which upgrades does each ship have on. So yeah, while we
This,
wait for the guys to set up the board, when you're new to X-Wing,
yes, I
yeah,
am.
how can you describe your player's experience so far?
So far, I'm loving it. I've played a number of Star Wars based games in the past. I've also played a number of flying games in the past, like Aeronautica Imperialis for Games Workshop. I also played Armada. I'm a big fan of Armada. I like my space cows to just clash in space. And yeah, it does have tactical depth that certain games lack in today's age. So far, I'm having pretty good.
Awesome. Yeah, you've also been instrumental in our training sessions, and you've
Yes,
actually
I am
had.
the punching bag.
Well, let's not use that on stream. But yeah, you had a possibility of actually playing with both of these lists, uh, meaning you played with each of them. So far, I had the experience of playing each of those lists, but also I had one more match in round one with the American player whose list is pretty similar to what Alexander is flying right now. So I think we are both well versed and well prepared for this match. Uh,
This will be an interesting match for sure. I mean, these are punchy lists. These lists are made to go against the ships rather than play the mission itself, which will be
yep.
pretty funny because we have a low number of ships and we have a lot of objectives scattered across the board.
Yeah. Um, we will see. So Alexander is playing the um, pretty much a staple list right now in Resistance, with it being the Poe Dameron in a Falcon and 3 X-Wings. Poe Dameron is very interesting because he provides you with a big big base barrel roll, which is pretty much never seen in only in some specific cases, but it's pretty much never seen in X-Wing. But this will be interesting to see how he will use Poe. You have seen one of his matches so far, so you know how Aleksandar is playing. He is also carrying the Trey's Millennium Falcon title, which gives him red maneuvers or sloops while he has a certain amount of stress, I believe. Engine upgrade for those boosts, hotshot tail blaster if he needs to shoot out the back, ray gunner, which is basically can do anything, Chewbacca crew, trick shot for basically flying around the asteroids and or obstacles in general and having those extra dice. Heroic, you cannot build the resistance leads without heroic. It helps you save ships from certain
It
death.
does so much
Yeah,
because last time I played it, I didn't really use tokens at all. I was able to pull out all my abilities passively, just happening. And
yeah,
that's a big plus to this list.
yeah, that's true. And also we have three X-Wings, so Temin, Elo, and Nian. Nian being able to execute red maneuvers, and with that pattern analyzer can do actions, and then if he is close to the enemy, he can just remove that stress and do whatever he wants, basically two actions, which is also pretty bad. Having heavy laser cannon gives you a little bit more of a damage output. So yeah, Elo has that M9G8 droid, which, if I remember correctly, gives you rerolls if you have enemy ships in bullseye, which is also really good. And Temin just doing Temin things, 2 to 4 straight, boost, do an action, probably claim the objective. I think that this objective that is um, basically in the middle of the board, but further down or on your screen, but probably from when you're standing at, it's the one between the two big asteroids. I think
Oh,
Tamin is
yeah.
going for that one pretty much immediately, depending on where Oddball and Anakin are placed. And we will see what Juanjo decides to do. So yeah, those X-Wings can take a lot of damage. Also, the Falcon has pretty much a lot of health also. So we will see how that plays against something that is basically right now the only Republic list you will see in any top cut of a tournament, which is three arcs, Padme in the Naboo fighter, and also Anakin Skywalker in the uh, ETA 2 Actis Interceptor. So basically, most of these cards are from the Siege of Coruscant scenario pack, so they are pre-built with specific upgrades. Only thing that is customizable here is Padme, because Padme is not still a standardized loadout pilot. So yeah, we'll see how this turns out with Padme being able to clear away some tokens. Basically, arcs can also take a lot of damage, but they also hit pretty hard. Those I think it's called Born for this, the ability that they have, which basically gives them the opportunity to give their friendlies their focus tokens to use. So that can also be pretty important for Anakin mostly, because he can probably catch him
Yeah.
out of interesting situations. And when talking about Anakin, well, basically this is the episode 3 Anakin. This is the one in his final form before becoming Darth Vader. So he has Malice, which is a dark side upgrade, but also he has R2D2, which can help him clear away bombs, can help him clear away damage cards. He can do whatever he wants. So, but that ETA is pretty squishy. That's a glass cannon in itself. So we'll see how Juanjo flies the Anakin. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting to say the least. Watching this.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because this list in particular needs a lot of maneuvering to get away successfully with all those pleasureful and rich tokens that will bring you the victory. But also punching through enemies' lines can bring that victory even faster. So which tactic will our opponents choose tonight? It is about to be seen.
Yeah, they're completing their planning. No, not planning phase. The setup. So Juanjo is placing Anakin. This is the final thing that they need to do, and now they need to decide the maneuvers of their ships for their first turn, and then we will see
All right.
the roll off to see who will be the first player. So yeah, this is gonna be pretty interesting. This match, in case you're wondering, um, for is not played for a specific result because Serbia has sadly already lost to Spain. But basically, Aleksandar is playing for his second win in the XTC, so I think he wants to keep the undefeated record, shall we say?
That would be
So
great. That would be great. Good luck, Alexander, and I hope you get it.
we are not biased at all.
No, no, whatsoever.
But yeah,
All right, let's see what's going on here. So we have Poe flying sideways, and we have all three X-wings flying straight into the board. And on the other side, all the arcs have been. What side are you looking at? Because from my side, the arcs are all the way to the right. Is that the same as you?
yep, yep.
All
Arcs are
right.
all the
So we
way
have Padme
right
in the
and to the
middle,
top.
and we have Anakin all the way out there. Let's see. Let's see what happens next. All
Yeah,
right.
pretty
Maneuvers are
interesting.
being set as we. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rely on you to tell us the basically the dice results for deciding player order, since that's probably something
No
I won't be able
player.
to see. But so far, everything else I think we can pretty much see because I think I'm gonna add them anyway um, to roll on the board. Um,
I'm keeping my eyes on the screen, and I'll let you know as soon as something happens. For now, all dials have been set by all players. We have shuffled our damage decks, and we are about to start. Let's see what the boys do. Dice have been rolled, and Spain gets the first turn.
okay, so we will
Clock is
see.
ticking. Let's see.
Yep.
First up, we have Jog. He has moved forward one and grabbed some focus tokens. All right, moving on. Wolfie and Padme, all flying straight into the middle of the board. It is good thing to notice that Serbia has rather high initiative. All of the ships are four, double fives, and six, in
Yeah.
comparison with arcs who do have one, three, four, five, four, and six with Anakin.
Yeah, we're gonna see because there's some overlapping initiatives, so we're gonna see something. Um, we're gonna see basically. Um, so I think Jag is the lowest initiative ship, so he has to move first always. But then on initiative 4 we have Timon, Wolf, and Padme overlapping, so we will see who goes there depending on the player order. But so far, both players are taking, I would say, a um, pretty cautious approach so far from both of them. They are not going pretty hard uh, into the into the middle of the board. So yeah, well, but we will see what Anakin does basically. So and um, as I said, that Nyan goes 4 straight. So what can you say?
Yeah. Experience does pay off because you can easily gauge where your opponent will fly. However, as we've seen in last night's match, sometimes that's not always the case.
Yeah, that is true. Um, we're gonna have a pretty interesting match, I think. Uh, okay, Anakin is going towards Temen, so we'll
All
see
right.
what the
Will that
Spanish.
be our first fire of the day?
Yeah,
Probably not because
probably.
they're outside of range 3, but that will be probably the first shooting in the next round,
I think they.
depending on who's the first player.
Yeah, I think they actually might be in range, but that depends on um what. Uh, well, Anakin just took an evade, so and he has force, so he's probably safe. But we'll see what happens.
All right. So far, it's pretty calm outside in the dead space, but nobody knows the two forces are lurking in the shadows of this asteroid field.
Poe opting to take a focus, so probably. Oh, just out, so no
Just
shooting.
outside.
Yeah, so
No
we'll.
shooting this round.
Yeah, but this
And
will
that
be.
brings us to the end of the first round. The
Yeah,
boys are clearing their tokens. Let's see when they set up their dice and what happens.
yeah, but looking at this, basically Temin has a pretty good option now to just take that first box because he was gonna move first before Anakin and can get into the range of the box itself. I think that the yellow X-wing, which is yellow, is probably gonna take that box that is right in front of him, and we'll see if Aleksandar reaches for the middle one immediately with Nian or Poe. But I think,
That might be dangerous. I've seen the resistance list flown before, and the resistance list, as is the staple list right now, has well-defined way of approach to the game and to the board and how it flies around the board. Looking at these asteroids, it looks like the Spanish player will try to hard left into the center of the board with his arcs and then swipe through the playmat and all the ships that are in his way.
yeah, definitely. Well, the game has changed a lot since the last time we streamed any X-Wing was basically um, 2 years ago, which was still 2.0. It wasn't, we didn't get to the change to the 2.5 the way we play now. So I think that the philosophy of the game, especially with the scenarios and the way that points are being totaled and the way lists are being put together, is a lot different. That is one of the reasons why some of our community has dwindled in numbers, sadly. But also, um, yeah, I think I don't know. I think we still have a community that from which we can form a team, which is a good thing, because it won't be um, it's not well when the team has participated a lot of years before in XTC or ETC as it was called before, and it was European Steam Championship. Now when it's open to the whole world in TTS. Basically, this gives us an opportunity to play with a lot of international players. Not that we won't be able anyway with different tournaments, but all the great tournaments are so far for our community pretty far away in terms of uh, our preparations and also, um, shall we say, that we are not probably at the same level as some of the international players. And
All right,
yeah,
let's get ready for the second round. The boys are about to roll.
Let's see what
Here we
happens.
go. Spain gets the first player again,
Again.
and let's roll. I'm sorry for interrupting you. That
No.
was a great point. Uh, all right, Anakin flew just off to the left. We'll see what happens next. Um, just wanted to say, I do like the personal moment, the personal touch, being in front of other players, and just having that social
Yeah.
thing going on. But I see TTS as a platform that's really good for one thing when it comes to X-wing, and that means nudging ships and really perfect flying, execution of all maneuvers, and and not being worried about nudging something or just flying off the board for a millimeter just
Yeah.
because it's a physical space. And that's one thing that brought me in because I used to play Armada, and in Armada that was really big thing, as it is for X-wing, the arcs and the flight path. It just it's crucial. It's important.
Yeah.
We are playing this as a gentleman's game, and we want to make sure that the game does not hinder itself, or should I say, the environment.
Yeah, that is true. We have both Wolf and Jag taking a box, so that should be 2 points for Spanish player if he uh, ends the turn this turn with both of those boxes on those arcs. Reminder for some of you that maybe haven't played this or don't know how the scenario works. Basically, um, getting a crit damage, not counting if it is a card or just a shield, on an enemy ship that has a box will get the box off. So then the player um, that took a shot can basically place the box wherever he wants in range one or range one around the ship that lost it. And also, when a ship dies, it drops the box. And also, if maybe a ship flies off the board, which probably won't happen, I hope, um, we won't have a. They will also drop the box. Uh,
All
One
right.
thing I probably missed was Anakin doing a the system phase reposition. He did a boost
Yes.
apparently, and
No,
I
he swung. He boosted off to his left side,
yeah, and I think that might
gentle left.
be a way for him to maybe do a one hard to the right. I think he expected probably for the Temin Wexley X-wing to just go for that box. So now if he maybe goes one hard to the right or something similar,
One
he
hard to the right will give him past the box, but we'll see what he does in the status phase because he can do that maneuver, you know, basically once during the command phase and then once in the actual movement. But we'll see. We'll see.
yeah, now we see that the oddball,
Arcs are repositioning. Yeah.
yeah, oddball did a barrel roll, which might be important because he when he does I think a red maneuver or a red action, get um, he can get some benefits, but I think
He,
right now it didn't work for him as probably he wanted. So we see Aleksandar has claimed one objective marker with Elo. So the
yep.
middle one
As we planned.
is still left. Um, we'll see what happens. Let's see what Nine did. Nine did a one straight, I think. So he is still cautious. He's waiting to see what his opponent will do. So yeah, takes a focus and probably waits for see what Anakin does. Ooh, that was
Yeah.
pretty hard, and that might be important because if Anakin boosts right now, but he cannot boost because he did the boost in the system phase. So Anakin can only barrel roll or take a token. So this might be pretty good for Aleksandar with Anakin being basically probably in range 1 or at worst in range 2 of the next
He is
phase.
at range one as I'm looking right now, but he's just outside of the bullseye. He will be in the wide arc for sure, regardless of he barrel rolls or just stays where he is right now.
Yeah. That is true. And we wait for then after Anakin decides what he will do. We have also Poe making his move. So we'll
That will
see.
be interesting to see. He's been blocked by this asteroid off of his port bow. He can fly straight, but he will definitely run into a trap presented by the three arcs, and especially Wolfie flying off to the right hand side far out.
Yeah, but Poe has this amazing ability he can ignore rocks, which is pretty good.
That is great ability. I've abused it a couple of times when I've flown this list, and I have to say, yes, if I ever fly this list, I will definitely include it.
mm, so Poe
All right, and
turns
we
the
see
card.
now Poe using his ability. He just flew hard right, grabbed his token, and he's off to the asteroid.
Yeah, I think he just might do the barrel roll. No, the
Let's
boost.
see.
Okay, so
He
he's trying
boosted.
to go around. I think he evaded every arc outside of Wolf, so Wolf will probably
Wolfie
have.
still has him in range. I would say this is edge of the range too, but we'll see. All right, we're moving to shooting. Anakin it has decided to shoot to Ellie. Let's see what the dice have to say. All right, 2 red versus 4 green. We have a hit and a crit right now.
Yeah, for the Spanish player, and also
And we have 2 evades and a I focus. No?
yeah, I result. Yeah, so basically, um, Elo has evaded the shot from Anakin, so now we have Poe. Poe
Poe
has
has twisted his turret off to the side, so he will be firing. And he has. Oh my god, let's see the dice. Dice have been pulled out. Let's
pro
see.
probably four.
Poe, 4 red dice. And we have 2 hits and 2 focuses. Let's see what our player decides to do.
He can spend Ray if he wants, so that might be
Yes,
useful.
he just did, and it became a crit.
Yeah.
All right, so we have totally 3 hits and 1 crit, and we have only 1 evade being flown out. All right, let's see what happens. No, that's oddball, buddy. You're flipping the wrong tokens. All right, so that's what he did. He chose to pass the damage out to Wolfie.
Yeah.
So Wolfie took all 3 shields. Wolfie's down to what he has 6 hull. Okay, and he just dropped the objective token far back on his port wing. All right, that actually might be a pretty good position because then Poe can fly gently into that asteroid and actually pick up that objective.
Yeah, and he
Let's
can.
see what
Yeah, exactly.
could do that. Let's see what Spain does. Spain straight. Oh my God, Nian is in the bullseye arc, but all the way out in the range 3. So it's gonna be 3 red dice, 2 crits, and a focus. And let's see what the defense has to say. Defense dice, only 1 evade.
So that should be 1 damage onto Nienam.
That is 1 shield on Nian. And also Jag got a target lock.
Yeah,
I
because
guess.
um
Alright, Nian now can return the favor to Anakin Skywalker. It is obstructed by an asteroid, but I think they're still gonna take the shot. We have 3 red, and for now it's a focus and a critical, and we have 5 green dice with 2 evades and 3 focuses. All right, Nian. Oh my God, Padme's just outside of the bullseye, but everything else is in range 3. We'll see what he decides.
well, at this point you go for the arcs because they have only one defense die, and then in range 3 they're gonna get only one more. And the X-Wings shoot with 3, so that's probably the better option. Um, Yeah, I think he can basically go for either, but if he can somehow get a crit onto Jag, I think that might be important because
Well, Serbia's player closed all. Well, the wings look open. There we go. The wings are open, so he's not playing like I played. I used to keep my wings closed and fly super fast. Okay, right now we have a hidden crit, and then we'll see what the defense has to say. Dice are coming in, and we have two evades. For now, just exchange of fire, but no particular damage. Only poor Wolfie who got his ass kicked.
I think this is the kind of commentary that people are gonna enjoy.
All right, all right. I'm glad I'm feeling the role. Right now, we do have Wolfie trying to return the favor to Poe Dameron. We have one hit and one focus, and we'll see what Poe has to say.
I think
All right, reroll for a blank, still
yeah,
nothing, and then the green dice. He's gonna use his what it is. It's a surge, and
yeah, he can do that to reroll.
all right. Unfortunately, no blank. That will be one shield for Poe.
So only one shield.
Only one shield.
Okay.
Sorry, one shield down.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
has two shields left and he's full hull.
Right.
Padme, aiming at Nian. Two red dice, two blanks. We'll see what Padme decides to do.
Well,
I
she
don't
cannot do
think.
basically anything because she
Yeah,
has
he
no.
has
Yeah.
focus, so
But this is the shot
that's
I'm
it.
mostly interested
All
in
right, as I
because
mentioned, Skywalker is just outside the bullseye arc, but he is in the range one. Ah, that hurts. Three blanks.
heroic, heroic.
Heroic, heroic just happened, and it turned into two hits and a crit.
Exactly, that's what heroic does to you.
Skywalker, he managed two evades on his natural dice, and he used a what he is his evade token to get a third one.
So he's
So
safe. Yeah.
he's safe for now. All right, right now Jag is gonna open fire on Nian. For now, only reroll one critical, but two evades on Serbia's side, which means that Nian is safe.
Well, so far the biggest damage was Wolf, who
Yeah,
lost three shields, and basically at the end of round one we have
score is
players.
1-1.
Yeah, score is 1-1. So let's see what happens. That losing that crate was pretty important for Aleksandar because now he can take it and then score some more
These
points.
arcs will have a hard time turning around to pick it
Yeah,
up.
definitely.
And with only one crate being left in the middle, if we exclude the one on the far left side, which will be a battle between Anakin and Temin, it is it. I think Serbia managed to avoid that thing I was talking about, where arcs fly in from the side across the middle of the board. Now we'll see where the Spain decides to fly next because this is a tough situation. They are in an alley blocked by two roads of asteroids. So yeah,
Definitely. I was just looking at the maneuver dial for the T-70 X-Wing because I wanted to see what Temin's options are right now. Basically, two hards are white. So if you wanted to turn with Temin, the green labeled X-Wing, and try to get that objective marker, he probably won't be able to. Because he would keep the stress and then he cannot do any actions. But a two
well,
bank,
don't forget, he has an astromech that decreases the basic difficulty of his 1 to 2 maneuvers.
oh, that's actually true. He has R4.
So he has that, and he also has the fact that he after he executes a speed 2 maneuver, he can boost as well.
Yeah, so then actually that's also that's a pretty good shout. Yeah, so him having the R4 actually
Yeah, it's a
gives him the that two heart is blue. So basically he can do a two heart to the left probably next turn with Temen. Remove the stress, take that objective, and possibly boost if he needs to, but I think
all
he'll be
right.
fine.
Serbia got the first player in the third round. We'll see what Mr. Aleksandar has to do. All right. Still first initiative, number 3 with Jag. He has flown closer to the middle of the board. And that's it. He grabbed a focus token. All right, now the thing we were talking about. What does Temin Vexter does? Exactly what I said. He flew off to the left. He grabbed his crate, and then we'll see what's gonna happen.
Well, we'll
Is
see
he?
if
He's
he.
not grabbing the crate just yet.
Yeah, let's see if
Sorry.
he actually does that. But I think he will, because at this point, when the crate is
That
in
will
air,
make sense because then he can fly behind enemy lines and basically run in circles and just score and keep that advantage while the two other X-Wings try to shoot down Padme, for say, or one of the X-Wings, and then Poe can basically circle in a different direction, basically circling all the way to the right and just keeping that focused fire on a ship that just has least amount of shields or hull points remaining.
yeah, basically at this point you go into arcs because they die easily. They can die easily.
Oh yes,
Or
yes,
if you
they
focus
melt
fire on
down.
them. And yeah, this is the claiming that we said would happen. Um, so yeah,
Oh yes, Stammen grab the crates. There we
yeah.
go.
So if Poe grabs the other one, this might be pretty important. Oh, Padme did the zoomy zoom, as they say. Five straight into the middle. Is this? This is.
Looking at it, it's still outside of the bullseye range, but I guess she just grabbed the token.
Yeah,
All right.
she just grabbed the crate because those Naboo starfighters, when they do a 3 to 5 speed maneuver, they get a free of 8. So that's basically also for her important to be able to do multiple actions. Wolf goes straight into the middle of the board. It takes a focus, if I can see it correctly.
Yes, yes, he took a focus.
And then we need to see what um,
Hello,
Elo does, and also Nian,
hello
because
does.
Nian might be blocked depending on what he does next, or maybe just flies into a kill box. I think that Oddball, the red labeled Archon 70 fighter, is probably
All
gonna
right,
do.
Nian is flying first. He's going one straight, and he bumped into a Padme. He
Yeah,
grabbed
so
his focus.
per new rules, you can get a focus when you bump into an enemy ship, but also you get a stress. So I think that should also apply to.
All right, and also Elo flew one straight, grabbed the focus as well.
So basically, the resistance is playing like rebels should, one straight to victory.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, now everything except Poe has moved. Um,
Anakin as
well,
well.
Nian is in the kill box. Well, Anakin as well. Yeah,
Mm.
sorry. Nian is in the kill box. We'll see what arcs have to say about that. But all the other ships, Serbia's ships, are pretty much safe. And Poe being behind the enemy's lines, oh boy, that's gonna hurt. And I can see Wolfie dying in this round. Poe does have him, look by the looks of it, in range 2, but with all of his shields down, well, 6 hull, it'll be tough.
Yeah,
But still, I
it's the
think that
only
will.
it's the only yeah, there's only one shot coming from to Wolf, and that's only Poe, so I don't think that would happen. And we have Anakin
Yeah, yeah.
also going hard into the middle and going to
Oof,
face Elo.
oof. Elo is in a bullseye arc at range 1. This is gonna hurt. And
Yeah, Anakin is
he
taking a
is.
target lock, and I think that's
Yep.
gonna be definitely a shot to try and use that malice to get a crit through, and then take that box
Drop
off.
the box.
Yeah.
Well, since Serbia only picked up the box just now, yes, we still didn't score that point, and it's good that Spain. All right, we're moving into the shooting phase. All right, let's see what Serbia decides to do right now. All three arcs in well, two arcs in range two. We'll see what he decides.
I think he's shooting
We
both.
have hit, yeah, hit, crit, and a focus. We'll see. Yes, he's using force to get another hit, and Spain rolled a blank.
Yeah, so that should be
Wolfie took
further.
3 face down.
And
And he also switched the shield to oddball, so he only took 2 in total. 4 hull remaining on Wolfie, and oddball got 1 shield down.
yeah, basically that's also a good thing that you can just transfer one of your damage to a friendly.
Oh, all right, Anakin Skywalker versus Elo. Let's see. Bring on the pain. We have 4 red dice being tossed in the air. My god, do I hate D8s in real life. We have 1 hit and 2 focuses. We'll see what he turns around. He is re-rolling 2 dice and 2 blank. Yeah, 1 crit and 1 blank. Let's see. All right, 2 crits and 1 hit with the target lock. We'll see what the defense has to say. Defense rolled 2 evades. Unfortunately, only 1 hit, and yes, the crate is being dropped.
Yeah,
We'll see where
that is the crit he needed to.
I would. Damn it, I'm not sure. I would have tossed it as far right as I can, away from Anakin, because Anakin would then probably fly out.
Well,
But
it's not.
Serbia decided to put it all the
No,
way back.
it's not Aleksandar that's choosing. It's the Spanish player that's choosing where it
Oh
goes.
yeah, that is right. That is right. Sorry.
So he's just putting it wherever it's hardest for anyone to go and get it. So at this
That
point,
is true. That is true.
he's keeping the 2-2 result when it comes to crates. Um, so let's see what happens next. We
Let's see.
have
All right.
Nien taking a shot at Jack probably, because I don't think it's worth it to go after Padme, because if you can get a crit through to that arc, you can get it
2
to
hits.
use. Yeah,
2
only two
hits.
hits.
No
Okay.
crits for now. 1 evade. That is just 1 shield for Jag, and that's it. We'll see what what is this? This Elo? Yes, this is Elo. Elo also has Jag in front arc, although at range 3.
Yeah, I think
See what Serbia has to say.
Anakin is a pretty good target right now, because
Anakin is just clipping the edge
of the
what
arc
you call the
indicator.
arc.
Yeah.
Oh yes, and there's gonna be 4 red dice. Yes, that is true. The shot is going for Anakin. We have 2 blanks, a hit, and a focus. Serbia may decide to use focus token. We'll see what he does.
Oh, at this point, I think you go for it, because I don't think I
No,
think
nothing happened. We moved on to defender. Defender roll 1 evade.
so.
So
He's
that's it.
yeah. I think that
Uh,
9 and the Falcon are targets here. I don't think that Elo would be a target here, so I think he could have spent the focus he had on Elo, but
Nyan is clipping the bullseye at range 2. And so we'll see. Spanish player is deciding. His hand is swiveling across the desk. He picked up 3 dice. All right. And we have 2 defense dice. We have 2 hits and a crit. And we have an evade and a focus. Focus being used to score a second evade. All right. Also, Jag scored a target lock on Nian. Nian at this moment has 1 shield and 4 hull remaining. And we'll see what happens now. Oddball throwing two dice, one hit, one crit. We have defense for a blank. That shot was intended for Poet Amaron. Poet drops his crate. An unlucky turn of events. It'll be funny to see what players decide to do next. This exchange of fire definitely brought more attention to the game. Last but not least, we have Temen, who has Jag in his bullseye at range 3. She does have Padma in range 3 as well, but I don't think she will be a juicy target for him.
Yeah, we are looking at what is Temen's shot.
Temen's shot, yes, but we're still waiting on Serbia to actually decide what's going to happen. The hand of the player is sitting still in the middle of the table. That hamster wheel is going spinning really fast.
Well,
all right, we have 4 red dice being picked up.
yeah, that's the bullseye HLC shot. I think
we have 3 hits and a blank.
Yeah, well, the good thing with HLC is that it gives you 4 dice, but the bad thing with HLC is that it doesn't give you crits. So if you want to get a crit, that won't happen from HLC. So that's basically just for doing damage. And I think we just had only 1 damage onto Jag. Because he
yes, only 1 damage. He rolled 2 evades. He rolled 1 evade and a focus, and then he used it.
Yeah,
we'll see what
he used it from.
What's gonna happen now? Yeah. All right, we have a hit and a focus going from Wolfie. We have a reroll. We have reroll to 2 hits from our friend Wolfie here, going into the, I think, Nian. I think that's the desired target. Nian was at range 2. He did have a focus. He did have a target lock. So what is this? All right, so the finishing result is 3 hits. We'll see what the defense has to say. The defendant, Nian, is about to make his statement.
Yeah, basically, Jag's ability says if a friendly ship at range, I think that's
unfortunately 2 blanks. So this is, well, reroll for heroic. There we go. We only have focus, which yields nothing. For now, Nian took, let's see what Nian started taking damage. At this point, he is reduced to 2 hull points remaining.
Yeah, I think that was kind of expected. Because basically he bumped, so he could only take 1 focus, and he's taking 3 shots, or even 4. So
poor Poe Dameron. Poe also took 1 face down.
how much is Poe on?
Poe is on 7 hull points remaining. We have Padme.
No shields. Okay.
No shields. We have Padme. I think this is range 0. By the looks of it, we'll see. Yeah. 2 red dice incoming. Only focus.
Yeah, it's range
so
0
nothing
shots,
for now.
So no modifications. So that would just mean that
2 evades for Serbia.
Yeah. So
Jag is also opening his arc of firing.
Yeah, so he can probably take also
3 blanks. All right. Reroll.
Yeah.
Target lock. There we go. We have a hit. We have 2 hits and a crit after a focus being applied, and we have only 1 evade coming on Serbia.
That should be Neon down.
Damaged sensor array, and yes, that is Nian being done. We have our first kill of the game. Unfortunately, Nian Numb is no longer in the chat.
Yeah, so basically that would bring Juanjo with 6 points to Aleksandar's 1 point. And we are looking at currently um,
Shooting phase still continues,
yeah,
however, Serbia is keeps focusing stuff. We have first face-up damage for Poe, and it says damaged engine. Increase the difficulty of your turn maneuvers, hard left and hard right.
that is not good for the Falcon.
That is definitely not good for the Falcon, but don't forget he does have cars that enable him to
That is true.
reduce to travel faster, or should I say easier.
Yeah, but also I think does Chewbacca give him the opportunity to fix some damage? I
Definitely.
think he does. Um, oh no, that's when a friendly ship is dealt a damage card. You can recover one charge. While you perform an attack, you may spend. Oh yeah, that's right. So you can spend one. Um, you can spend charges to convert focus results into crits.
Pardon me for a quick second. I have to turn off the light for my mother's orchids unless I do so, she will launch me into space. Then I'll be real playing this game. I'll be back. Stay tuned.
So yeah, well, probably not a good exchange for Serbia in this turn. We should be at 1 crate for Serbia and 2 crates for Spain. So that should be 8-2 for the Spanish player. So we are in a planning phase again, and the players are deciding how they're going to move their ships for for turn 4. Um, this would be interesting because arcs would probably would turn around, or maybe just go hard to the right or left to keep their rear arcs pointed. Basically, Wolf is best one for that. Also, Padme uh, will also have sort of a hard time as well to turn around, but Anakin could be pretty dangerous right about now because, yeah, he
All
will.
right, I am back.
Awesome. I was just saying that basically these arcs and Padme will have a hard time to turn around. One good thing for these arcs is that they have their firing arcs pointing forwards and backwards, so that they do not necessarily have to turn around, but also they can keep. Um, they have only less dice to shoot with when when shooting from that rear arc. But Anakin is pretty dangerous at this point because the AETA interceptor has a pretty good dial. He can turn around by using the force, not by using the not doing the red maneuvers. So I think Anakin could be quite a nuisance at this point. But we should
Well,
see.
he is pretty close and in the thick of it, so yes, he will definitely pose a threat to Serbia, both in terms of how he flies and both in terms of the damage output he can bring. We'll see how Serbia flies this round. This will definitely be a make it or break it round, the way I see it.
Yeah, pretty much because Alexander needs to put some points on the board and not by using scenarios but by destroying ships because that way he can get back into the game. When we look at the list itself, um, all of the ships are 4 points, so killing one doesn't help that much. And I would ask you just to double check the score should be 8-2.
Score is 8-2.
Okay, so I followed everything correctly. Awesome.
Yes, you did. You are a great host, and I love you having you here with me on this show tonight.
um, yeah, let's see what is about to happen in.
Dials are still being placed.
Yeah, we
We'll
should
see what the
have
boys have to say.
about 30 minutes left, so to say.
We actually have 32-32. That's what the clock says.
Awesome. So we
We
should
are
be,
about to enter our fourth round.
yeah.
While we are waiting for the boys to set everything up, let's see. I think I have a good joke for you. Hmm,
Okay.
hmm, hmm. Well, unfortunately for Luke, but do you know where did Luke get his cybernetic hand?
Well, that should be
He
fun.
got it at the second-hand store.
That one is that's great.
Sorry, guys, I know it's a dad joke, but that's what we do here early on the show. Come back later for some more X Wing fun. Come back later for some more X Wing jokes. We do fun X Wing things here.
Or basically just fun Star Wars things here.
That included. That included.
I just moved this a little bit closer to the action on the stream
All
itself,
right.
so you should have a better look at the board and in the board state, because I think the the part of the board behind Temin Wexley is probably not going to be used again. But watch that not happening, because that's just what I said.
Yeah, of course. It is. How do they call it?
Commentator's
What's his
curse.
face? Oh yeah, you can do that, but you can also do Murphy's laws, right?
Murphy's Law. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Still waiting on the players to. All right. Apparently, the players have placed all of their dials. Spain gets the first player. Oof.
And we're
Yeah,
starting
this is
round four.
definitely. We're starting round 4. All right. First up, Skywalker did not do his special maneuver thing. We have Jag, who flew slightly to the port side with his crate, and he grabbed the focus.
Yeah, I think he's planning to block possibly Temin and also keep his rear arc pointed so that if anything goes behind him, he has a shot uh, to
Padme
fire.
took a straight right and flew off to the right. Wolfie gently pointing forward. And yeah, we'll see what Oddball has to say. Oddball is in a pretty risky situation here.
Well, I think you do a two bank or a two or maybe three straight to. Yeah, this is exactly what I
Ah,
think the Spanish player wanted to do, and that's to block Temin from coming in.
and he did exactly that. Temin did bump into
Yeah,
a
this is a
Jag.
two bank, and this will be pretty bad because blue maneuver clears the strain that Oddball has on himself. And I think at this point you probably take a target lock onto Temin, and that would be, yeah, a tough one. For I think Temin is the next target for the arcs. I think Wolf is probably waiting to pick off either Elo or Poe, depending where Poe goes. But I think he's gonna turn in and probably try and avoid the back arcs of these Arc 170s. Damaged engine is not helping, but I think a bank and a boost, one bank and then one boost to the right might be a good choice for Poe. And we see
Something is
Oddball.
happening. Somebody's barrel rolling. Oddball has barrel rolled off to his starboard side.
Yeah, and
Range
he
1.
is.
Removing his stress. There we go.
I don't think he's removing the stress. I think he's checking
No.
for the ability to get a target lock. onto what does that ability say again? I think I forgot. Let me double check real quick.
There you go. Selfless. While another friendly ship at range 0 to 1 defends. No, that's not it. He has an astromech. Perform red action. Born for this. No. Still nothing for now. If I was checking the right card, then I was it. Yes, please do. I'll focus the rest of my attention to the game.
After you fully exit the red maneuver or perform a red action, you can choose a friendly ship at range 0 to 3 and an enemy ship at range 0 to 1. The chosen
Oh yeah,
friendly
I'm
ship
sorry.
gains unlock on the enemy ship. So basically, Oddball is your target lock dealer, and in this game, so basically he would just take at this point he's taking or transferring Anakin's lock
He transferred Anakin lock to
to
the
Elo.
Elo.
So that might give us a clue what Anakin is doing. So basically, I think Elo might be turning to the left, yeah, and I think Anakin probably does a one heart to the right to follow Elo. So let's see
All
what
right, here
happens.
comes the dial. It is exactly that. One hard to the
And this
right,
is gonna
and
be
he has Elo
pretty.
in bullseye.
Yeah, this is gonna be pretty bad for Elo because he is in a kill box of 4 ships with probably each one shooting at least 3 dice on him.
At least 3 dice. Well, actually, Oddball will probably be even more because he's in range 1.
Yeah, that's correct. And Anakin will
That's
probably
not
shoot.
2. That's 3 or more.
Yeah. And we are waiting for pose maneuver. I think at this point, one bank
Yes.
and then a boost or 2 bank. Yeah, 2 bank also fits. I wasn't sure because of my POV, but I think at this point you probably go for a boost because you're going out of the arc of the yellow marked arc 170 and going out of the arc of the red arc 170. So basically the only shot you're taking is possibly from
Jag, rear arc.
Jag, yeah. So I think we are seeing the boost happening right now, probably. Let's see what Aleksandar does.
He
Yeah,
boosted straight. There
yeah,
you
that's
go.
also fine
He
because he's
he
pretty
has a
much,
side
yeah,
arc, yeah.
yeah,
He rotated his side arc, so and Padme is far away, but yes, if he kills off Wolfie, that will be a good thing for him because Wolfie is where? Here are the damage cards. So Wolfie is on 4 hull points remaining. Alright, the dice are being picked up. Something has been tossed down. We have a target lock, we have focus, we have 2 hits and a crit coming from Skywalker going into our lovely friend here, Elo. I think he's gonna be more of a reverse Elo, more like a goodbye after we see what Serbia has to roll in the defense. Serbia rolled 2 evades.
so that's pretty good for Elo,
That's
I think.
actually pretty good for Elo.
Yeah, he's only taking 2 shields, so down to 4 hull. And after a friendly ship has made its shot, Jag gets target lock, which is not good for Elo, but at this point, yeah, I think you go into Wolf and then
Well,
hope that Oddball doesn't kill Elo because, well, they're initiative 5, so Elo will still get a shot even if Oddball kills him. So that
we have a
might
shot
be,
coming
yeah.
from Poe Dameron. Right now we have 2 hits and a focus. We have 3 hits actually after dice modification. We'll
Yeah,
see what
the Ray
defense has to
Gunner
say.
gets into play here because you can switch one blank, and
And we have a blank rolled by this poor little Wolfie guy right here. Poe gets 3 damage. Wolfie actually took 2 damage and transferred 1 to Oddball.
Okay, so 2 more damage down on Wolf and 1 damage
Yeah.
on Oddball. Oddball should be at 2 shields remaining.
2 shields remaining and full halt.
Yep.
Alright, now the shots we're waiting for. Here we have Oddball clipping the bullseye arc onto Elo. Oof, this is gonna hurt. We have 1 hit and 2 focuses. And defense rolled 1 evade, which is great.
Yeah, he should be safe with that. So
Elo decided to be heroic in this round.
now I think you go for Wolf. It's
Well,
the only
no, it's
option.
Serbia's turn.
Yeah, it's the only
Serbia's
option.
turn. Yes, he is. We have 3 attack dice. We have 2 hits and a crit.
Sounds pretty good.
That is versus 1 evade.
But I think he can still maybe transfer 1 of the damage, but probably not actually. So I think
He took
Wolf
all
should
the
come.
damage down. That's Wolf down.
And that is good because he got initiative killed, so that means that he won't get to shoot. And just like that, Aleksandar should be at 6 points.
That is correct. We have 8 points for Spain, 6 points for Serbia. It's 21 minutes on the clock. And next up, we have Temin. We'll see what he decides to do. He has Jag at range 0, and he has Oddball at range 2.
Well, I think this is no. I think Oddball is carrying a box, right?
Let me quickly check. Actually, Jag is carrying
Carrying
the
Jag
box.
is. I was thinking Jag, but saying Oddball. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oddball is carrying a box. I think at this point you try and roll that
We
crit.
have 2 hits and 1 focus for the defense. No crits at this point.
Yeah, so he went for Jag, but didn't manage to get a crit through. So the box stays, and Jag is down to 5 hull.
5 hull. Alright. Some dice are being picked up. Let's see what the boys have to say. I did not follow through who's firing at who, but right now there are a
That should
hit
be
and a
Anakin, I
crit.
think. No,
That's
not
the
Anakin. Sorry,
Anakin.
that should be probably Jag onto Elo.
1 critical. That's the only thing there is. Let's see what the defense has to roll. Okay, so he used his focuses and stuff. We have 2 hits and a crit. Defense defending with only 1 evade. We
Awesome.
have first damage going through, and then we also have a face up disabled. Power regulator. Before you engage, gain 1 ion token. After you execute an ion maneuver, repair this card.
Yeah, so basically,
we're checking now what Chewbacca has to say. For some reason, that's what I'm reading here on the TTS. All right. Jag. Target lock. All right, there we go. Because of all the shooting, target lock was dropped by Oddball onto Elo. And that brings us to the end of this turn. The players are cleaning their green tokens. They're adding their current scores for
yeah,
keeping
that
their
should be
objective
again
tokens.
2 for Spain and none
0
for
for
Serbia.
Serbia, yes. So that brings us to the 10-6 at the end of 4th round. Oof. All right. Well, our make it or break it round did not actually happen, but we'll see what Serbia has to say. There is a lot of ships right here in the middle, and that might be That might be the key how you're gonna fly out through this zone. It is great for Serbia that it's flying in the opposite direction away from the arcs, and I hope they'll be able to use that with arcs firing less dice in the rear. Is that true? Arcs do fire less dice in the rear.
Yeah, they fire
Yeah.
one less die in the rear, I think.
Padme is flying away from the main force of Spain, so she might be an isolated and easy kill depending on what Serbia's X-wings have to say. How would you fly this round?
Well, I'm not sure actually, because looking at the arcs, Jag is on 6 hull left. Um, that uh, and he's flying
Let me
out
correct
basically.
you. Jag is on 5 hull left.
5 hull, yeah, and he's flying
Yeah, yeah.
out. So basically, at this point depends on what the Spanish player does. He can turn it around, um, or basically just fly it hard to the right or the left, depending on where he thinks would be the best. But I think at this point, um, you either focus on Anakin in some way, or you go for Jag, all in or on Jag, because it's the ship with least damage you need to do to kill it, and score some points, because all of the X-wings, basically Elo can do whatever, but Temin is stressed. He has to do a maneuver that would clear the stress so he can do any actions. Um, and the Falcon is positioned pretty well to go after either Anakin or the arcs, the green arc especially.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you focus on either one of those two. But if you're the Republic player, I think you, at this point, just uh, try keep guns on target. I think Padme can do a 2 hard to the right and then boost back into the middle and prepare herself for the next turn so that she can cause some damage, because she has proton torpedoes
She
which
has
she
those
didn't use.
proton torpedoes. They
Yeah,
are pretty nasty, especially at medium and long range, which she will probably be in depending on what she flies.
yeah.
It's good. It's tough. It's tempting. This game is definitely tempting. Let's not forget that actually Termin had his crate on him and he didn't take a crit. So let me correct myself. The score is 10-7.
Yeah.
Oh my god, look at this table. The dice are everywhere.
Well, I cannot see it, but I can try and zoom out so that the
No, don't worry
audience.
about it. I'm just zooming across the board and I see a tons of dice. And it
Oh
brings
yeah, you
joy
can
to
see
my
the
heart.
dice in
I
the back.
remember.
So if you're
Yes.
looking at our stream, you can see the dice in the back. So yeah, I think at this point we can take a look at basically we can engulf the whole board, because I think Jag is going down that lane. So we would have to see where he goes. Yeah, the players are deciding on their maneuvers. I see that the dials for the Republic player are basically all set up, or almost all set up, while Aleksandar, I think, is thinking about his move with Elo, because I think at this point Elo needs to also position. I think Elo is a she. Don't mind me if I'm wrong, but I think she needs to position herself pretty well, and also um, yeah, that disabled powered regulator will be pretty bad, because before he engages he gains an iron token, which means on next turn he would have to do a 1 straight. So basically right now you need to think, where do you want to position your ship for it to do a 1 straight next turn. Let me just take a look at the dial of the next wing. No, not the cards, the dial. You have a 3 Talon roll, which is probably the best option at this point. 3 Talon probably to your left. I think that fits right behind the arc. But the only problem is if the arc does only oddball in this case, only does a 1 straight. Um,
It's tough. It's tough. I
yeah,
assume that Spanish player will reduce its speed and gently fly towards the edge of the board and leave the ball, should I say, the maneuvering ball at Serbia's lap and see how Serbia tries to pull away from this.
yeah, and looking at how much time it took for them to complete each of the turns, I think this just might even be the final turn of the game because there's like more less than 12 minutes left,
I
and
agree. We just went under 12.
yeah, so I think depending on when they decide their maneuvers and when they move everything and then decide all of the actions and shoot everything, I think they should be just about near the time of the match.
Dice are being rolled.
Let's see the order.
First
So
player goes to Serbia, goes to Spain.
goes to Spain. Yeah. So Jag would be moving first, then then Padme will be moving, but Anakin has his shenanigans first. So Anakin
Anakin
decides.
is choosing to do his shenanigans. He is just sideballing off to his. Oh, wait, what? He
I
went
think
backwards.
he pressed the undo button on his dial and just undid his last turn's movement, so he would have to change, or he can just make
I
the.
think the players are stuck right now. All
No,
right.
that
Oh
won't
no.
that won't do it.
Oh no. Oh no. All
He needs
right.
to.
All right.
Oh no.
Oh,
Well,
oh my
now try
God.
and remember what you did.
Well,
Two
yes.
straight, one heart to the right, and then the important thing is no dials have been revealed,
That
so
is great.
he can
Yes.
still do whatever he wished to do. Doesn't have any information, which is good.
No
Um,
players were harmed in revealing of this maneuver.
well, I think it's still early to tell. Okay, so
There we
he
go.
decided to go to the right. He misclicked probably on his dial. Um, I think this is setting up for maybe a two bank for Anakin. Yeah, Jag is turning
Well,
around and probably just on the next turn going one bank. Padme is all one straight, sorry, and Padme is also turning around, but she won't have any modifications on her dice because she doesn't have any tokens.
that's all right. There we go. The important part. Let's see what the X-Wings have to say.
Okay, so
Straight.
that's a straight.
Long straight. That
I
is
think
great.
if that's four, yeah, that's four. He can do a boost for free, and then maybe barrel roll and arc dodge Padme, or just
Let's see if
stay.
he remembers to do all of those
Oh no,
things.
I think the four straight might be a white maneuver, so it doesn't. Um,
That is for him. That is a white maneuver.
yeah, so in
However,
that case, he
we
doesn't
have
remove the stress. He
oddball
just stays
comments.
stressed. Oddball
Yeah, we have
bumped
an oddball.
into Elo, so yeah. Um,
Well, sorry, oddball. Range one. All right. He gave his token to Padme. Target
yeah.
lock token. Let's see where
He's giving a
Padme
target
decides.
lock token to Padme, so I think that's enabling Padme to possibly fire the proton torpedoes after Elo moves, and
Yes, and with
because Elo is
reroll.
um, probably going towards Padme.
My pull-out situation would definitely be to try and fly off to the port side of Poe and use Poe as a shield against all the Republic ships, but we'll see. We'll see. Elo is about to make his move. Uh, dice, sorry, the dial has been flipped.
Yeah,
Let's
it's a
see.
2 bank.
Two bang.
That's gonna be probably range 2, so proton torpedoes will work pretty good for the Spanish player this turn, but we need to see what he opts to do. So he takes a focus, probably for defense.
Yep,
Anakin
yep,
does
yep.
a 2 straight. I was kind of hoping for a 2 bank, but he decided to go for a 2 straight.
Well, we don't forget we still have Poe to do his maneuver.
Yeah, I
I
think.
hope Poe is his ability to step on people. There we go.
Ooh,
Anakin boost.
this might be bad, but let's see if he blocked Poe. Yeah, he actually blocked Poe.
That was pretty good flying on Spanish head. Can you use your Poe's ability to actually ignore this?
No, no, no way.
That's too bad. That's
But
too bad.
Anakin can now take a range 1 shot. I think probably range 1 shot at Temin.
Dice are being picked
Or
up.
maybe Poe. Range 0.
We'll see. 3 red dice coming from Anakin. One hit, one crit, 2 crits. Sorry, that's two
Yeah,
crits
that's
after
malice.
force modification. And then we have what the defense has to say. Defense, a blank and an evade.
So that should be then. Yeah, that's a crit. And that's a lost box for
That,
Temin Wexley.
yep. Well, good thing is that Poe is actually pretty big, so he might be able to grab the box next turn. Well, we'll see if there even is next turn.
Yeah, I think they just started the engagement phase with shooting, but there's like 5.5
5
minutes
minutes
left.
out. 5 minutes out.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what Poe has to say in his side arc. That oddball. Oddball has 6 hull and 2 shields remaining, and Padme is fresh. Some dice are being rolled. We have 1 hit and just 1 hit. All right. Serbia is deciding what ability to use, browsing through their cards, searching anxiously. All right, Chewbacca did his thing with 2 surges and scored a critical. And we have an evade and a blank from Spain.
So Padme loses the
Padme.
box.
Padme dropped her box. It is a struggle to stay in the game at this moment, but it was good shooting from Serbia to
Yeah,
drop the box.
at this point, because Anakin has already shot, if I'm following the game state as best as I can, the 2 X-Wings are in pretty good position to just now focus on Padme.
Yes, they are. They have her at range 2. So we'll see what the boys can do. Don't forget they also have heroic, which will help them in case they roll poorly. However, we have 2 hits and a blank. From first shot, we have an evade and a focus, and Padme takes 2 shields.
Yeah, and now she should take her
It is
proton
her
torpedo
turn.
shot, and this
She
might
is
hurt.
taking 4 dice. 4 dice, two criticals, and a reroll from the target lock. She has
3 crits.
3 critical hits. And we have 2 blanks on Serbia's side.
So that should be
Reroll for heroic. We have 1 evade.
But not enough, so Elo goes down.
All right, let's see. Panicked pilots. And it was 2 panicked pilots in a row. And yeah, Elo
So we can
definitely
just say that
panicked out
Elo
of this one.
was Elo panicked a lot in that
Definitely.
engagement.
it for those of you who drive a car, it is that moment when a sting bee or a stingray enters the cabin and you accidentally roll the windows up.
Yeah,
All
definitely.
right, we have some more shots coming from the rebel players. We have a focus and a hit, and then we have two evades on Padme's line. All right, all right. Range 3 from Jack.
But no valid
No
targets.
one in, no one is in range 3.
Yeah. So
That brings us to the end of this round. The boys will definitely try to fly into the round number 6. They're flipping their dials, panicked. The score is 15-7 for Spain.
yeah,
I have to say
this
I don't like this
seems
score, but it's a game. It's
yeah
being played. You
this
never
this
know.
seems pretty hard to navigate right now because Aleksandar has only 2 ships and no enemy ships are that close to dying. Maybe Padme because she has 3 more damage but left, but um that would only score him 4 points. He needs 9 points to lead, which would mean that he has to kill 2 ships and have the Spanish player not score any objective points. So
By the looks of it, I don't see well, except well, only Jag is carrying a box right now, which would mean that Spanish player will score only that 1 point. No other ship is capable of picking up the crate, except for maybe Anakin, depending on how he flies. But the way I see it right now, Poe and Temin will pick up their respective crates if they're successful, which I think they will be. But they're also flying apart, which makes them further away from each other.
yeah, and
But we'll
also
see, we'll see.
Temin is going away from Padme, so he probably won't have a shot at her and is stressed. The Falcon is also stressed, but I think well now depending on player order, mm, I think Anakin might just be going out of the engagement because this is pretty much a good position for the Spanish player. The Jag is going, I think, maybe 2 straight. I think that's a blue maneuver for the arcs. So he removes the stress and he's back in the fight. Oddball can turn to the
All
far,
right, Serbia has
yeah,
the first player.
and we have the time. So
Time is up. We'll see what players decide. All right, they've decided to go into the round 6. Jack has flipped his maneuver, and I'm too far away to actually zoom in on it. But he flew straight. No, two
yeah, I think
what?
that's a 2 straight. Just
That
going
was a
back
two
to the fight.
straight. All right, Temin removed his stress with flying 1 straight. I think he's in range 1 to pick up the crate. Will he pick up the crate? Yes, he will. There we go.
Okay, Padme zooms past him, which might place her in good position to. Oh, she started locking Poe, so she might be thinking about if Poe moves in front of her, she could possibly do a. Um, she could possibly
Well, as you
do.
can see, Oddball now did hard right, trying to block Poe's movement.
Yeah,
Uh, let's see what Serbia has to say. Let's see what Poe does. The roll has been flipped. It is to where?
to the right, obviously.
To the right. To the right. And he bombed. Well, no, wait, what?
And Anakin is
All
doing his
right,
thing, so Anakin will turn around.
all right.
I think Anakin should not be with the box. Damien should be with the box, but
Mm, let's see. Wow, moved into the firing phase already. Oh my god,
well,
this was a quick round.
this is the final turn anyway, so
Yeah.
Let's see what Aleksandar decides to do. At this point, he has, well, Anakin with an evade or Padme without. I think you go for Padme without, or she has an evade
Definitely to get
also. Yeah.
some.
So it's basically the same. I think
I'd still
you,
go for Padme because I want to score more
yeah,
points. I want
but
to, bring that
I think
difference
there's no
down.
way for him to score any points because he will roll 3 dice. She will roll two, but she has an evade. She will always have at least one evade, so she cannot die unless he
We have
rolls.
4 dice being rolled right now. Let's
So
see.
that means he goes into Anakin
Yep,
or maybe into Oddball.
maybe into oddball. Let's see what Serbia focus. He's searching for that second hit using probably the force, and then I still haven't seen the defense dice being rolled. Force, okay, okay. All right, there we go. So we have 3 hits and a kit and a crit, and then the defense dice are 2 evades. That was Oddball is using his evade to turn the focus into another evade, so that'll be 3 hits and a crit versus an evade. Let's see what he brings in. Checks the range 1.
Yeah,
He's gonna do his
he can
thing.
give the target lock to one of his friends, so I think he might be giving the target lock to Jag,
Yep.
because Jag is the only one that, or give it to himself. I don't know if it's at range 0 to, I don't remember
All right.
exactly.
Anakin actually got wounded pilot, so this was intended for Anakin.
Wounded pilot.
Yeah.
And only one
After you
damage, right?
perform an action, yes.
Well, it doesn't matter because this is the final turn. Anakin won't do any actions.
Well,
So,
now you're telling him. We have 2 hits and a crit versus 1 focus for shot that's coming from Oddball. We have 1 more damage for 2 more damage actually for Poet Diamond, and we have a critical coming through. Console fire. Before you engage, roll 1 attack die. On a hit result, suffer 1 damage.
yeah, that won't
Any
matter
action will repair.
um, because he already shot. So,
I guess we can safely say that Jag is the player of the game. He
yeah.
scored 2 hits at the moment, and unfortunately, Resistance only scored 1 focus. Poe is dangerously close to dying. Let's see what the boys count up. The total
How
4,
much
5,
how
6,
much damage is
7.
there on that
Poe
Poe?
Poe is one mistake away from blowing into space. And that's it. I think the boys have concluded their shooting and they're just tallying up the points for the final score.
And the final score is,
By the looks of it, it's 16 for Spain versus 8 for Serbia. And now they're adding some more points onto the. What's going on? Hey, Spanish player, calm down. I know you want to win, but calm down.
well,
Did somebody tell them they're not getting half points in this mission?
yeah, they should know that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So basically, Poe is at 1 damage
Poe is at 1 damage,
or 1 hit
but
or whatever.
they're one hit point remaining, but they're flipping the counter back and forth. Let's see what they have actually agreed on. Sorry for nudging my microphone.
No problem.
All right, I think the final score is 17-8.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I think so far we have this tendency of losing 4-1, both with Spain and with USA. I don't know how the groups look right now, but well, this would conclude the second round of the XTC for both Serbia and Spain. And also we have third round coming up. Serbia is facing Poland, and we should probably have more streams for this upcoming round for you.
Definitely do. Since we are in the same time zone, it's going to be easier for us to schedule our games and actually schedule people around the games to do the necessary roles. And
Yep,
also, interesting fact: Poland actually won against Mexico, right, in the second round.
lost, I think.
Lost,
They were
sorry.
lost,
So
yes.
that's going to be an interesting turn of events. We'll see how we do in the third round.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. The third round would be interesting for Serbia. Well, we can call it a make it or break it round, because we need that win if we want to have a possibility to probably advance further, because we have after that Mexico and US islands. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to look how the team would do in the future.
All right.
We're gonna be leaving you at this point. Hopefully you
Thank you,
enjoyed.
everybody, for joining. Thank you for listening, and thank you for following HoloNet Serbia.
Yeah,
Expect more streams. Follow us on all social media, and keep enjoying.
yeah. Thank you for thank you for being with us for this stream. We want to congratulate Team Spain on winning this round, and
Congrats, Team Spain. Congrats.
we are looking forward to bringing you more coverage of round three when Serbia, as we already said, faces Poland. Pairings should be done during the weekend or maybe on Monday, and then the players will schedule their games, and we can then tell you where and when you can follow each of the matches if they end up being streamed. So yeah, thank you very much everyone for watching. Yeah,
My
we
name
will
is
be.
Boyan. Your name is Philip, and we are HoloNet Serbia.
Yep,
Thank you once again, and we'll see you soon.
yeah. Partisan Squadron signing out.
Signing out.